Greg Popovich got his San Antonio Spurs playing really hard to start off this season. How would they fare in Minnesota, taking on Karl Towns and the Timberwolves? And to answer your question, the Spurs would fare very well. Cat had himself a game, though, 27 points and 11 boards. But this game was about some more hot shooting from the San Antonio Spurs. Josh Richardson knocks in the three. And then Jeremy Sohan, he had 14 points. In the first quarter, San Antonio had 39 points on 63% shooting. Anthony Edwards, 2+ the foul, but AE struggled in this one, just 9 points. Second half we go, back to the Spurs. Jakob Poeltl had 14 and 14. Mr. Devin Vassell with the three. And then Keldon Johnson inside with the deuce. San Antonio looking like a team that doesn't want Victor Wembanyama. Anthony Edwards and the T-Wolves fall 115-106 at home. By the way, that T-Wolves crowd would boo Minnesota in this one. A lot of people are talking about the comments that Karl Towns made after this loss. On Anthony Edwards, Cat had this to say: maybe I could do a better job of teaching him how to take care of his body, diet, and everything. That'll be on me. I know y'all think it's funny up here when he talks about Popeyes and he's all that type of stuff. That doesn't make me happy to hear. We are high-level athletes, but also that falls on me too, you know. The old cliche falls on you. Everyone wants to take the blame, but it's on all of us. So AE did struggle. He only had 9 points again in that game against the Spurs. The T-Wolves got some pretty decently high expectations. If you look around the Western Conference, guys that you would compare Anthony Edwards and his trajectory to are guys like Ja Morant. You know, are some of these other young studs around the association, like maybe a Jamal Murray might be a good comparison to where maybe AE's at right now. Look around. There is no time to waste in growing. And if I'm reading Karl Towns correctly, it appears that he has some issues with Anthony Edwards' growth. I have been critical from what I've seen of AE's maturity. We've talked about it on this platform many of times that I believe AE's got to grow up. He's young. He's a young man. He's got a lot going for himself. Phenomenal player. I told y'all from the jump, I didn't think he'd be this good, but he's giving me Tracy McGrady glimpses. And the moment he becomes the best player on the Minnesota Timberwolves night in, night out, to me, will be the day that they compete seriously out west. As long as Karl Towns is the best player, then I don't think Minnesota can make real noise. A lot of people thought AE would make that jump this year. I don't know yet. He's had 2 bad games, 1 good game thus far. I don't think, though, it was the right move for Cat to say what he said publicly about Edwards after this game. Because there are going to be a lot of people that push back at Cat with this, like, yo, how come you couldn't say that to Edwards behind the scenes? Is that something that you would have felt comfortable saying to him directly? Or did you want to say it to the media and let it get back to him that way instead of confronting him man to man, right? A lot of people would say Karl Towns has got a little of that Russell Wilson in him where it feels like he's better than that. People would say, yo, Cat, you're not a perfect basketball player yourself. As great as you are, all-star in this league, there are moments within games where you lack aggression. So what would you rather have? AE's always attack mode, but the lack of maturity, or Karl Towns' maturity, but sometimes lacking that aggression in game? That's a great conversation to have. It's early in the season. I don't think Minnesota should be concerned just yet. They lost a regular season game to a team that most likely won't be playing as hard as they're playing come January as they are now. I don't know, though. I just don't think that's something you want to say publicly. You don't want to throw your teammate under the bus like that. Because that has nothing to do with the game. It was just a random thing that he seemed like he wanted to say about his own teammate instead of addressing him in the locker room. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that comment and the way Minnesota performed against the San Antonio Spurs, getting blown out on their home court early in the season. Cat had some interesting things to say about his teammate, Anthony Edwards.